Alright, so let's go ahead and fix the rest of this. Let's go ahead and get our top here. F11 for face, or right click, face, either way. Select the top, and over here in our UV texture editor, it shows us that's the top. One more time, there it is. Alright, so all I do is go over here, right click on that, select, convert selection to UVs, move, oops, let me go ahead and now move that over here onto the cement, and there we go. That's basically it there. And you can see it, depending on where we move that, we get different areas of it showing up here on the top. So if I want to pick up those little stony things, or if I don't, just move around here. And same thing, I can go ahead and scale these up. So we get a little bit bigger parts of the texture there. Just kind of move that over like that. And a decent shape there. That looks pretty good. Now we're going to get the sides. Okay, so F11, get that face. It shows us that's our right side here. Right click, select, convert selection to UVs. And now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to use these little red arrows to rotate that counterclockwise. Move that up here. Let's see, I might need to reverse, no, that's right. Go ahead and make sure I've got UV selected here. Grab those UVs on the side, just pull them down to fit this. Turn this off so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'll grab these two UVs and pull those up to the top. So we just kind of scale that out like that. And so sure enough, now we've got a decent seamless side there, and converting over to the top. And so now we just need to convert to do the front and the back. So let's see. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm going to do this a slow, stupid way. And I'm going to do that by just, the same thing we've been doing. F11. Here it is out here. Right click, select, convert selection to UVs, move, rotate, move. Okay, so I've got my orientation right. I'm just going to move this. Whoa! Keep forgetting to change my selection to UVs. So I'll go to UV there. Takes a little getting used to, and I'm a little rusty, so I'm going through the same stuff you guys are going through. Okay, go ahead over here, select those two UVs, drag them on up, and these should be pretty much exactly the same size. And you'll notice that these UVs are now stacked on top of each other. That I have the front, the right and the left are exactly the same. They're just stacked right on top of each other here. And if you'll remember, stacking UVs was the secret to how Alex was able to get these multiple dome faces with just one image over here, and able to get these multiple sides with just this one set over here. So you can stack UVs on top of each other, and that way you're just having them all reference the same part of the texture map. So that being said, let's jump back and complete our box here, or building, with the back. So if I zoom out, I know this is the back because this has to be the bottom. And while we're here, just for completeness sake, I'll go to UVs here, right click, UVs, select these. This is the bottom, and I'm pretty sure no one's going to see the bottom, but why not? Let's just go ahead and do it anyway. There we go. Okay, great. And that way, there's the bottom. Looks awesome. Incredible. Let's go ahead and get the back going. So I'm just going to go ahead, select those, drag them over, line them up, drag these up to here. So now notice that right away that this is upside down, that we've got the top here on the bottom. So, boo. Let's undo that a little bit. Now, so what we need to do is we need to take this whole thing and rotate it. So we can just do that by using that. Boom, boom. So we've just done a quick 180 switch. And now if we move this over here, we can see that those green windows are up on the top, which is what we want. So go over here, pull that down. Pull that over. And now, voila. Close the UV texture editor. Maximize that. There's our building. Pretty awesome. Go ahead and do a render. And there you go. You can't really see the sides. But not bad. Let's see. Does that look any better? Yeah, there we go. So one thing I noticed is that there's some texture stretching on the top here that I think our proportions are a little off on our top. So go back to the texture editor and go ahead and right click UVs. Go ahead, select that set of UVs and go ahead and pull it over. You can see over here as I do that there's less stretching. If I do this, you can see that really ugly stretching. I'm just going to eyeball it, you know, till it looks good there, and that looks pretty good. And I don't care about the bottom. Now, one thing, just last thing I'll say is that sometimes UVs get tricky. They get stacked on top of each other. It's hard to select when you've got these two UVs stacked on top, exactly on top of each other. It can be tricky to do it. Well, the way to get around that is if I want to select one of these, I'll select the bottom here. I'll go into face mode, select the bottom face, here it is, and you can do it that way. Just go then convert that, you know, select to UVs, and since it knows that face is selected, there you go. It already does that. But the other way you can do that is, let's say you've got these stacked on top of each other, just by selecting one of the UVs on the face that you want, you can then go to, where is that sucker? You can then go to select shell, and the shell refers to an unconnected set of UVs. So there we can pull that over a little bit, grab these verts, check for the texture stretching down here, pull it out, just move it on down the line until it starts to look good. Now this texture stretching is something we're going to be very concerned with when we get into character modeling for sure, but we're always concerned with it when we're doing UV mapping. And that's just something to, it really comes down to eyeballing it more than getting in some kind of exact mathematical proportion. So just don't be afraid if something looks distorted to go in and kind of experiment, you know, get it to look right. And if it looks right, it is right. That's as precise as we have to get. So go ahead and pat yourself on the back. You've basically created your first textured 3D model, and doesn't look too bad there. So ready for use in Fallout 4.